We just got embarrassed by the West Virginia Mountaineers in a 47-41 overtime loss. But Coach Ty, after that game, he took immediate responsibility for the way that game ended. He took too many risks out there, both in overtime, deciding to go for it on fourth down instead of taking that field goal and forcing West Virginia to get a touchdown to win. But he also took a lot of credit for the turnovers that Mason Kelsay had, and he had quite a few. 1 interception, and on top of that, 3 fumbles. Well, obviously he wasn't the player out on the field turning the ball over. He did not feel like he put Mason Kelsay in a spot to win with chances to set 2 school records. He threw the ball 31 times. He also ran the ball 18 times. And there was just a combined 10 carries for Jimmy Yazzie and Jalen Dupree, meaning Mason Kelsay was in charge of 80% of the offensive plays. And frankly, he did have a great game outside those turnovers. 5 passing touchdowns, 338 yards, $161 running the ball. And all that left him, one with our first loss in the season, but just under 8,000 career passing yards. He'll need just about 80 yards to beat Spencer Keith's all-time record at Kent State today. And if we see the deep ball work anywhere close to what it did against the Mountaineers facing the Cougars today, Ivan Carrion, 3 deep ball touchdowns, and even Katula had his career game, both receivers going well over 100 yards. And taking on our second to last Big 12 team of the regular season in the Houston Cougars, we are very much the favored team. Neil Kennedy is their quarterback, and he's not had the most successful year either. 10 interceptions for him. They are missing their star player on offense in Caleb Komolafe, who fractured his elbow. But they do have a very promising 3-set at receiver. And you've got to keep an eye on Richmond Ugochukwu, the linebacker for the Cougars. Not only does he lead them in tackles, he leads them in sacks. And just in general, they make a lot of plays in the backfield. But today is senior day, and we've got a lot of players to give thanks to. Zayden Walker, Ivan Carrion, Jalen Dupree, Jaiheen Roy, Martell Buchanan, Aiden Burgess, Jake Michaels, Nylan Brown, Key Crowell, Quandre Coates, Wayne Harris, Marquise Easley, Nair Daniels, Dylan Curtis, Jair Rollison, Jeff Mahoney, and Terrence Bailey. Those are the players to lead us out onto the field in our final home game of the regular season, looking to bounce back after their first loss of the year. Kent State host the Houston Cougars. And I'm sure Coach is itching to get back on track here and to settle things down not only for himself, but for his quarterback as well, as it will be Kent State leading the charge here. Out on offense first, Mason Kelsay has been a terrific quarterback for this group. Leading into this game, Coach Ty has said he wants to make the triple option a triple option again, not just a dual option. Though it will be kept this time, Mason Kelsay spinning off but couldn't keep his feet. But we did ask Coach what he meant by dual versus triple option, and he said they've got to get Dupree involved with this unit. And we are going to see him take a carry. Though hard to say it does much of any good there. Houston cracks down on it. It is a 3rd down here. Pass is lofted outside and off the fingertips of Lupke. And that was not a good opening drive by any means for the offense. But when you put tape out like you did against the Mountaineers, who played that triple option great, that's what you're going to expect to see with a good fill there, Walker. A quick TFL loss of 2 from one of the seniors being celebrated here today. As the first play for Houston really does not go very well. Kennedy here tripped up. Credit Robinson there with the tackle in a 3rd and 7 here. It is hurry up for this offense as they've got bunch left-hand side. Pretty good coverage everywhere but on the outside. Jackson got beat. The speed for him has been a problem this year, one of the reasons he was moved to that safety role. 1st and 10 here with some motion, tight end over to the right-hand side, make that the strong side. Play action, and then going to that tight end out of the back. Walker with another clean tackle there, forces just a gain of 7. And a 2nd and 3 here, plus side for Houston, looking to get outside. Good job, Jackson, that time. He came crashing down from that safety spot, helps make the play, and it's 3rd and 5 following the loss here. Defense trying to get off the field. And there's the sack. Big old number 99, Seth Nelson. What a season he has put forth as basically an unknown name last year. And after a little bit of some hiccups on the earlier part of that drive, defense does hold. We will take over at the 14. Back to that triple option, pitches out cleanly this time. Yazzie gets upfield, takes a couple hits as he'll carry it to about the 28. Only 8 carries for him in their last game. Not what you want to see for a man who's had so much success this season. The 1st and 10 here. Kelsay finally has them going, setting up some speed option that Kelsay will stretch and lose 1. These last few games, defenses have really clamped down on some of the option plays here, and that is a focal point of this offense. Dropped there by Coates. For Coach Ty, his offense definitely out of sync here early on. Perhaps some of those lowlights from the last game still in their head. But the pass is outside, and Harry Hassman will turn up. He's not always the most consistent, but he shows up sometimes in some key situations. To the 44 here. Triple option. Pitches again out a little bit late there. You got to do better of getting that out cleanly, but Yazzie with another 1st down scamper. I'm pretty sure even with that run, combined with his previous run, he has more yards in this game than he had in the entirety of the previous. And Katula here on the RPO swing out. Downfield, Ivan Carrion sets him free. Safety will not get over. It's a touchdown for Katula as we are back in front where Kent State belongs. That caps off an 8-play, 86-yard drive. 7-3 as Houston retakes the field here on offense. They found some success their first drive, but just weren't able to continue that success. They go to the running back here out of the backfield, wheel route to some pretty good success, nearly finding the 1st down. Coming up just short. We're going to see a lot of hurry up here from this group. They get a trips look out to the right-hand side, bringing the blitz, and Bobby Ellington slices through that offensive interior. 2 sacks for Kent State today, both coming from DTs. And knocked out Rollison, one of the last remaining original starters. He's been one of the few highlights for that secondary this season. Forcing the punt, we'll start at the 37. With the lead here, Kelsay flips it to the outside, that time a bit cleaner. Yazzie by 1, and we'll have another solid gain, about 13. And after you add that all up, that will be a benchmark run here for Terrence Yazzie. For Jimmy Yazzie. He is yet another running back here under Coach Ty to surpass 1,000. A great season for him, and looking to go downfield, Ivan Carrion on the run. We get the senior involved, and that is a 2-score lead for Kent State. And that should just about be the record as well for our quarterback, Mason Kelsay. Takes the top spot in career passing yards in Golden Flash history. Would have been great if those in the booth had a graphic set up for that. But Mason Kelsay makes history here, but we still have a lot in store for us this season. The 14-0 lead and pressure building. Bobby Ellington is back for more. His 2nd on the day. I think we need to get that man a slightly tighter shirt. But way to show up. 2nd sack on the day for the big old DT, coming in around, let's say 330. If the roster is correct on that weight. We never know when it comes to labeling players in their heights and their weights. But a good play here. Jalen Cormier gets the grab and nearly Picks up that first down. His 3rd and 5, though. Facing the blitz, dropping back into coverage, but to the outside, leaves nothing but space. Looked like coach was trying to bring that blitz. Need to drop back into coverage, but there was so much space on the outside. There was no stopping that one. Big play for Houston as they get back to the line, but very much take their time pre-snap here, reading the defense and still losing yards. That's really what we've seen from this defense all season long. A couple big plays. They'll give up some plays for sure. That's a good tackle in space by Walker. And after the big gain, they've lost about half of it. It's 3rd and 18, an empty set here for Kennedy. With 3 over to the right-hand side, 2 to the left, they're going to flood one side of the field. He should have ran that ball, but passing will work. Cormier converts. That's a big miss for Kent State. That's what we've talked about. They'll make some good plays, but they struggle sometimes to finish when it comes to the coverage. It's definitely been a weak spot for this unit. Throws an interception. Robinson with the pick, and we say that with such surprise because this defense does not force turnovers. But when Kennedy throws it straight to your slot corner, there is no excuse in dropping that one. Picked off with 2 seconds to spare in the first. With a 14-point lead, the offense takes the field here at the 22. It's number 21 on the carry. Not able to hit that gap. Looked completely and utterly wide open. But I guess we'll give the Houston Cougars a play there to end the first. Some big plays coming in, including a long touchdown pass to Ivan Carrion, putting Mason Kelsay over 80 yards and clinching a record here for the Golden Flashes. But I'm sure he and Coach Ty, they're thinking more college football playoffs than personal records. And for that, they've got to win these games. Just off the mark. And he had Catula with space. That's a bit of a miss. Kelsay has struggled a little bit with some of those lofted passes to the outside of late. Pressure down the middle, but we'll find the senior Ivan Carrion. He busts that outside. He's at the 40, 30, looking for an angle. 19 does track him down just at about the 6-yard line. Ivan Carrion nearly going the distance. But this is the kind of play we can get when Coach Ty, admittingly so, does not force plays, and that is what they felt like they were doing their last game. Catula drops it. Well, that is one that I'm sure Mason Kelsay, when he watches that one back in film, will decide he probably shouldn't have thrown it. Triple option here, and Kelsay taking the contact. He's down to about the 2. Well, he does hold 2 records for Kent State. He's close to a 3rd in rushing touchdown leader, but he needs 4 more to tie that one. As he looks for it here, he will get himself 1 more closer. Make that just 3 away from Josh Cribb's record as he takes it to the crib, 21-0. And to think, too, he still has a year of eligibility, a redshirt junior. But he's leading this team to a lot of success, and we'll see what the future holds for him. But right now, they are focused in on this game as Houston, with another good pass outside. Defense has been playing a little bit more off coverage and favoring more of the outside rather than keeping the inside contained. We'll see if any adjustments take place here. Going to the run, though, and finding some space. A great run. We've seen that almost every drive here for Houston. They've got about 1-2 good plays. They just got to finish these drives. Cormier with another catch. Right now, he seems to be the safety belt here for Kennedy. The 2nd and 2, pressure brought and broken up Zyman. We've seen him make some great tackles. Haven't seen him make as many plays in coverage. That was a good one. A 3rd and 2 here. Shotgun look. They hand it off. Zyman in the gap. But Sharif Reem with the first down, a freshman running back here for the Cougars. The 47-yard line, they are plus side. Kennedy changing up the play call here with some motion. They will look to go to the pass and downfield. Soft coverage over the middle. Matson will have to fly over to get that stop. Checking in there at safety, one of the backups, but a big play downfield for Houston. They go back to Reem. 5 carries for him, 16 yards in total. That time just finding about a gain of 1. Kennedy keeps spinning by the big old DT, juking by a couple more. Stat book doesn't say he's much of a running quarterback, but that one looked mighty impressive. Facing the blitz, it's outside to Reem, and Zyman is there with the clean tackle. Defense bows up inside the red zone. They'll force a field goal kick here from the left side. And that angle is sharp but good. Houston is on the board with Matthias Brown's field goal. And about halfway through the second quarter, that makes it 21-3. Kent State up by several possessions. With possession, handing this one off. That's Dupree down the center field. And that is exactly what Coach Ty was talking about. Gotta make the triple option a triple option again. Not often has that ball been kept down the middle as they go down the middle back-to-back plays. Gain of 5 there for Yazzie. Closing in on that midfield line. Play action this time. Rolling outside and deep downfield. That ball is going to come up a bit short for Katula. While he may lead Kent State all-time in passing touchdowns and passing yards, he does not have the strongest of arms. We'll find Harry Hassman, though, over the middle, converting the first down. Well inside the 40-yard line here, and they will look to go hurry up. Little taste of the Cougar zone action here. They've gone hurry up all day long. Letting this one develop here, rolling to the right-hand side and throwing off the mark for Ivan Carrion. That'll leave it 2nd and 10 then. Still back at the 39 here, 3 hands down in the backfield. And again, they go to Dupree. He's got a couple. Looks like they're trying to catch Houston off guard there, going with that quick handoff. Still leaves a 3rd and 8 here with a strong pistol set. Motion left-hand side will be Ivan Carrion. And rolling to the outside here, that's going to be Mason Kelsay, unable to hit the edge. Instead, Christian Brathwaite just stayed step for step. Now Curtis will have to come out here for a long field goal attempt, and he's got all of it behind that one. Probably had an extra 7 yards he could have kicked that from. The Flash answer Houston's field goal with one of their own and send themselves back up 21 here. With 2:38 to play with, it's back of the 16 where the Cougars will start their next drive. Going to the run game here, Ream gets by the safety. Here comes Zyman with the shoulder into Blackwell. And that's where the outside, the second level, not necessarily keeping good contain in this one. Seen Kennedy make some space outside as well. Going off that run, it is to Kennedy with a good tackle, Robinson. He came flying in from that outside corner spot. And then we'll go right back to some play action, though this time it's Ream down the middle, gashing this defense. 3 straight run plays takes us through the 2-minute break there. And well into plus territory here for Houston. Defense gets aggressive, sending the blitz, but the pass will be caught over the middle. Zyman, the keep it just a short gain after the catch. Gain of 7 in total and an empty set here with a 2nd and 3. Defense looks a bit confused, but they make some adjustments just before the snap. Passes outside and caught, first down. Thurman, the tight end, with back-to-back catches. That time Walker just about a half step away from potentially making a play on it. And they're going to get pressure here, though. Passes out on the screen that goes nowhere. Tim Snead, he read that one like a book and picks up the TFL loss of 2. Pass back out to the flat, right back to the running back. They're going to lose more. After going with some more heavier runs to begin this drive, they switched to the passing game, and right now it's stalling out. They call one of their timeouts with a 3rd and 16 awaiting here. 4-man rush, closing the pocket, passes out, caught but short. Thurman gets the grab. No timeout comes in from Coach Ty. That clock will roll on down. As this time a field goal attempt from the right hash with the same result as last time. A pair of field goals will be it for Houston here in the first half of play. Meanwhile, it's 3 touchdowns and a field goal for Kent State that have them in front. But Houston is starting to get their offense moving. They're finding plays on the defense. They just got to get their own defense to make plays on Ivan Carrion. 4 targets, 3 grabs. He's already over 100 yards and a touchdown. He almost had 2 touchdowns in that first half. The offense for Kent State keeps up their clean play like we have seen. This game should be well in hand, but we've seen things get crazy. And right now, the Cougars are gaining momentum. They're going to need to make sure they keep that up here, but stop with the field goals. They've got to find touchdowns. They'll have the opportunity. Kick-starting the second half of play, it will be Cougar ball. Back at the 19. They've got to move that ball 81 yards to find Pater, something they have not done yet. They start with a running game. It gets outside. Zyman slows things down, but right now the secondary cannot tackle. Ream with no one left in front besides Cormier catching up. There wasn't a flash in sight. And play one of the second half is exactly what the Cougars need. They get a touchdown. See if they keep that offense out there for a 2-point try. And perhaps that's just a bit too much of us being used to Coach Ty, as they do just settle for the point after. So 24-13, offense takes the field here for the Flash. Now they need to answer here. And it's going to be Kelsay outside. He will take it for about 6. After pitching that ball away last week, probably a reason why he didn't pitch it there. A 2nd and 4. Yazzie here on the true handoff. He's got the first down plus a little extra. That takes us up to the 34-yard line here with some motion over the left-hand side. That's Quandre Coates. Now Dupree also goes in motion. A little bit of some play action here. No one quite opening up. Kelsay will just get rid of it. A little different play design in the mix there here, trying to just make something happen. Good job, though, by Houston not get sucked up into all that motion. Catula with the spin and a big play on the RPO. Unfortunately, it does not look to be all good on that play. As Okoye shaken up, he'll make his way over to the sideline. We'll have to rotate some players around this offensive line here with a 1st and 10. Now Dupree does go out in motion. They'll throw it out his way a little bit late, but he does have space, picking up 6. And it's good to see him getting a bit more involved in this game. He has not been that involved a good chunk of the season, and no one blocked the right side of the line. It's Braithwaite. And that does seem to be on the injury to Okoye. Strays had to check in at right tackle, and he just got his quarterback blown up there. With another throw outside, that's Hassman a little bit behind. That's just enough to let Oguchukwu catch up there. But a 4th and 3, and the offense stays on the field. Will be a free play here. Rolling outside and thrown underneath. That's Ivan Carrion. First down no matter what. Though even with the aggressiveness not necessarily panning out last time against West Virginia, Coach Ty still sticks with it. He'll decline that penalty on Couch. Handing this one off. There goes Yazzie with a great block downfield. Shout out offensive lineman for sticking with that one. We're going to need to see a replay on who that was. That might have been Salavea. But either way, it's a Jimmy Yazzie touchdown. That is for sure. And indeed can confirm Salavea, who not only got that block downfield, he also demolished the player in front of him at the line of scrimmage. What a snap from the left guard. And play like that is exactly why Coach Ty got him on the field this year. He's been on the team a couple seasons, but this year is his first year as a starter. Walker outside is not going to let Reen go the distance this time. Great tackle in open space. Count it as a loss. About a yard. Little over a yard by the looks of it. 2nd and 11. Throws into a tight window. Robinson that time able to jar it free, leaving a 3rd and 11. A chance to get off the field here. 31-13 though. Houston really needs to convert this one. Passes underneath and upending Thurman. Robinson's there again. And just that simple change that Coach Ty made really has fixed a defense that was looking very questionable early this year. Dupree gets another carry down the middle on the triple option. That's already 2 for him today, which has almost doubled any other game of the season. Though for Ogunchukwu, that was also his 75th tackle of the season. Make it 76. He does not allow Yazzie to get outside there. Maybe about a gain of inches at most. It's 3rd and 1. Triple option is pitched outside, barely getting out there. Yazzie, first down and out of bounds. It's great seeing him get very much back into the mix here. He was having a tear. Now he's even in at quarterback as well. Yazzie keeps this one. He's looking to get outside. The speed, though, of Braithwaite. There's someone looking for perhaps a new starter at the edge rusher. He might be a name to check in a transfer portal. 2nd and 6. Play action roll all the way to the outside, and keeping this one and getting out of bounds will be Kelsay. Typically, we don't see him head out of bounds that often. He's normally a contact seeker out there, but perhaps coaches talk some smarts into him here under pressure, and Kelsay cannot get rid of it. Edge rusher on Onwuka just gets back there in a hurry, and again, the tackle's struggling to pick up their blocks today. And with nowhere to go here, Kelsay, he's dancing around in the backfield, hoping someone will find some space before he just chucks this one up for Lukey and intercepted. Plays like that is why he had all the turnovers last week and all the turnovers this season. That's a play you just got to throw it away because it did not look good from the snap. Houston with the turnover forced. And with still a little over a minute to go here in the third and the entire fourth quarter, this game is not done by any means, especially what we've seen from Ream. He takes the carry to open the drive. He finds 7 and a sharp hit to the lower extremities. The 2nd and 3, they do go right back to him, and Walker reads it. Ronnie Provo, though, one of their top 3 receivers, actually down on the field on that play. He looked to throw a block in when the defender met him. Guess it possibly jammed his knee. Don't want to assume anything, but we're assuming something there with a 3rd and 6 awaiting here. Houston looking to go to the air, downfield, and a diving miss. Rollison in pursuit, tracks him down. Who would have ever thought we would say that here in Kent State? A corner going not even step for step, but faster than a receiver. That keeps this drive going here instead of a touchdown. 1st and 10, though. The opposite 25. RPO is to the flat, getting the fullback involved. Another diving miss. Perhaps a little too eager, some of these tackle attempts. But we've got about 20 seconds to work with here. Passes underneath back to the fullback. 2 catches for him in a row. And they're going to keep things on moving here. Time running down. Inside 5 seconds. Do they get the snap off in time here? Clapping his hands, but no. The center can't hear him with all 25K in attendance today. Kent State well in front here as we head to the fourth quarter, looking to rebound off their first loss and celebrate a strong senior class here in their final home game of the season. They're up 31-13. But as we look to get the fourth quarter officially underway here, that score can change quickly. 2nd and 3 at the 3. Looking to go to the air, and it looked like the linebacker fell down trying to cover the guy over the middle. It opened the door for Kennedy, and he's going to trot in for a Cougar touchdown. And that'll thin out this lead here for Coach Ty. 31-20 as we really get the fourth quarter underway here with a 3rd handoff Dupree on that triple option. It doesn't go for much this time, but still it's good to see that that option is there. Pass is high and broken up to Ivan Carrion. And saying high there truly means something as the man is 6'6", so that ball was very much high. A little pump fake outside, and again the pass rush takes it away. Aikman gets the hit in. That'll be a punt. Now the Cougars now building momentum here. 11 points down. As we bring the blitz, Walker's waiting for him. I will say Houston has done a great job with their hurry up so far today, changing up their formations and keeping this defense guessing as once again, they go right back to Ream after basically losing half a yard. He picks up 15-20. First down here for Houston. They are plus side, trying to make this a 1-score game. Defense shifts and Chabera swats it. That very well might be the first pass deflection from a defensive lineman this season who wasn't sitting back in coverage. 2nd and 10 here. Throws outside and just completely whiffing. Cormier able to get that no problem as there's a dual injury here. Sharif Ream, the running back for Houston, and Chabera. I didn't see what happened there, but it's going to bring Memphis in here as the edge rusher for the Golden Flash. See if he can make an impact. The pass over the middle, it is to Ream's replacement. That has Houston with a 2nd and 1 here inside the 20. They go 2 spread either way. Keeping Kennedy, Sneed there, and Blackwell to clean it. A loss of 3 on the play and a hurry up here from the Cougars. They go back to the running game, and we've got the big fellow with the stop. That is Nelson. But ultimately, with a field goal here and made. The job is done. We've got a 1-score game yet again here in Kent, Ohio, and it's got the fans a little bit nervous. Simple mistakes is what we saw last week against West Virginia. Kept them in the game and ultimately gave them the game. We're seeing similar things here. Offense needs to clean it up. Defense needs to clean it up as Yazzie picks up about 7 there. We've got under 6 minutes to play with possession about the 30-yard line. Play action. Rolling now to the outside here. Kelsay spins off of one, but there's a Cougar waiting for him. Braithwaite got there first, and he's had a big impact on this game. It's 3rd and 12 now at the 22. Got a little short motion left-hand side. Rolling over. You've got your big, tall receiver, Ivan Carrion. What a grab on a risky throw from Mason Kelsay, but that is what has gotten him to this point in his career. Being risky out there. Now, surprisingly, they do look to go hurry up off of that. Jimmy Yazzie with a blocker in front in Dupree to the 34. Perhaps that tried to be a little bit of a dagger into the morale here of the Cougars. Well inside plus territory and taking their time before every snap. Dupree with yet another carry, first down. He's at 6 carries today, 41 yards. Where has that been all season long? As that one's just a straight Kelsay carry. He has not had a rushing touchdown in almost 2 games. We'll see if that changes here late on. Inside 3 minutes to play here. Flipping this one back, it's to Dupree, who looked to break the tackle. It's still going to be a big loss on the triple option. And that leaves a 3rd and 13, 23 yards away from the goal line. Bunch looked to the left-hand side, though. Carrion in motion here is going to look to break that up. Lofting this one downfield, perfectly timed. That one is on the money for Ivan Carrion. Motion into the wheel, set up as an RPO. But the one-on-one, Kelsay trusted his receiver to make the play, and he did more than just trust him. He put that ball in a perfect spot by the corner, and we extend that lead back up 2 scores. That is the play we expect to see from our quarterback. Now, on top of that, even more good news, Chabera back in the game here for the defense, trying to close this one out strong. Who's not back into this game is Ream. Instead, his backup there on the catch. 2nd and 5, facing the blitz and wide open downfield. That's Thurman. You got Zyman taking an angle here to try to track him down, but cannot bring him down in time. He needed about 5 more yards of space out there. Not sure if that was man or zone, but someone bravely messed up in coverage. Cougars with an answer they were desperate for. Now do they consider going for 2? No, they don't. They're going to settle for an 8-point game instead of making it a touchdown to tie. I guess they have a lot of belief here in their defense. Braithwaite has made some great plays. Chuck Wu as well. But a 1st and 10 at the 22. It's 21 on the carry. And he's going to fall forward for about a gain of 5. Cougars call their 2nd timeout. That leaves them just 1 more remaining, plus the 2-minute timeout as well. Dupree motions over. It's a quarterback power. About a gain of 3 and a 3rd and 2. The rest of this game comes down to this play. Now keep an eye on 16 over on the left-hand side. That is Braithwaite. He's made a lot of big plays today. They anchor off of him. Kelsay on the keeper. He's got space downfield. Puts on the spin. Breaks another tackle. He stays on his feet. 1 defender to beat. Mason Kelsay. Touchdown. A statement maker for your quarterback 1 here in Kent, Ohio. Drop in the 40 bomb with the PAT. Make it 45. If only that was the run to break Cribb's record. He's now 2 away from tying as a 45-30 ball game. Inside 2 minutes, no timeouts as well for Houston, but they're not going to give up out there. But this would, however, be an optimal time for this defense to make a big play here. Get another turnover, get some sacks. We haven't seen those in a little while. I wouldn't be surprised to see too many quick passes to try to negate any sort of pass rush as they go right back to it. Another quick pass, that's 3 in a row. But frankly, if it works here. 2nd and 2. Spread out wide and throw into the backfield here. That's the running back. He's going to lose about 2. So 3rd and 4 it will be then instead. Now obviously 4 down territory here this late in the game. You're trying to make a comeback happen. Pass is broken up. That's Walker. Terrific play there from the senior. And a 4th and game here for the Cougars, as they will look to go downfield, but out of time. Mevis will end it. He checked in there to just give Chabera a little bit of some breather. He got banged up in this team with a dramatic finish. It was a high-scoring 4th quarter. Mason Kelsay with back-to-back games, 5 touchdowns. There are mistakes in his game, that is for sure, but you cannot question this kid's effort out there. What a performance, capped off by a long touchdown run as the Cougars were attempting the comeback. And there is the official marking. Wish we had that in game, but Mason Kelsay with the career passing yards record and counting. And if that's not good enough for you, we land a corner, hopefully a star corner of our future, in Charles Canady out of Orlando, Florida. Well, that does also come with the expected news that Chris Schott indeed does commit to UAB. The visits that Schott had, the visits that Bibbs had, it was too much. So we do at least land one cornerback. Not exactly what we were looking for out the gate. However, we are going after some other corners, and we're making up a lot of progress here. John Ogba, a big jump there. Next week, we should be into the top 5, and we'll then hopefully potentially even be in front, as it doesn't look like Charlotte or South Carolina are putting in much of an offer. As for Nick Dogg, we did make up a lot of ground here. We were not on his radar prior to this week, so a good jump there. Michigan State could be a problem, but if we take this battle into the offseason, then there's definitely a chance that we can make some good headway here. We're also looking at some other linebackers. We need to put in some more points for these linebackers, that is for sure. So how much do we have? 45 points. I think we need to find 5 more points somewhere that we can spare it. And I'm not too sure keeping the 25 here on Tezino is going to be a good option. The Bulls have pulled in front. We do not have the points to spare. He's a bust. He was just a pretty good looking bust with that 80 zone coverage. So it doesn't look like a lot of our secondary work we tried to get done, at least earlier this season, is going to pay off for us. But that does open up the points we need. We are going to go full send here on the thumper linebacker because we need some linebackers. We ended up pulling off of Stutfin last episode, and it very much looks like he is going to be going to NC State. So that continues as that progress was. Continuing is also Alabama coming in hard here for the 5-star dual threat quarterback that we've been going after for about half of the season. We're hoping this is a similar one we take into that offseason. And when it hits that offseason, we're hoping Alabama disappears, but only time can tell with 2 games left in the regular season. But speaking of just 2 games left, I think it's time then we upgrade Paul Browning here from a soft sell on the clutch to a hard sell on the clutch. It's a really good motivation set for us, so we're going to take full advantage of that. And we're still fighting off a couple other players, still looking to land a few. We didn't need a big recruiting class. We're trying to narrow things down here at the end. Speaking of end, we're reaching the end of the episode and the end of our regular season. 2 road games left. Next up is Texas Tech. This is not one you want to miss. It's a top 25 battle, and for the first time in almost a whole season, we are the underdogs. The only thing they say is equivalent are the offenses. So we're going to see who comes out on top of this game. Leave your score predictions in the comments down below. To make sure you don't miss out on that game, hit the bear icon in the bottom right. If that's not there for you, down below the video, you'll find the YouTube sub button. They both do the exact same thing. It's completely free, and if you've been watching, which I know some of you are, and are not subscribed, just go ahead and click it. Like I said, completely free. To be notified when all these videos go live, you hit the bell icon. That'll notify you. We have a really big off season coming up tomorrow with the New York Giants. If you missed yesterday's episode, that's one you're going to want to go check out. So we'll see you around the board here. Leave Mason Kelsay and Coach Ty some love by smashing up that thumbs up button because they bounce back in a major way today. And it keeps us on top of the conference and in the hunt for the college football playoff.